Welcome to the Oak Magpie. This doll is a collaboration with Lady Dynamite Creates and her Patreons. Our group theme is witchy. I'm so excited to participate in this collab as I've wanted to make a Tiffany Aching doll for some time. Tiffany is part of Terry Pratchett's Discworld. The Tiffany Aching series is one of my favorites. I will be making Tiffany from the first book, The We Free Men. Tiffany is about 9 years old when the story begins. I have quite the to-do list for this customization, so without further ado, let's get started. I will be using an Ever After High Maddie Hatter. As usual, I cut and shave her head and then heat it with a blow dryer to soften the vinyl. After the head is off, I can scrape out the glue that's holding the hair plugs in. 100% acetone removes any factory paint. She has a small blemish on her nose I will conceal with pastels. First, I sketch her eye shape in. This is the first of many layers of white watercolor pencil and sealant for the whites of her eyes. Now that I like her eye shape, I start darkening in her lash line. Pale natural pink lips with pastels. After sealant, I keep adding color to her eye. Tiffany is described as having brown hair and brown eyes. In a burst of bravery, I went right in for her lower lashes. Pastels are my first step in her brows, and later watercolor pencils for individual hairs. Pastels again to add lash shadows to her eyes. Pupils are dabbed on. I added white and gold catch lights. Time for her hair. I decided on a partial yarn reroute just at the front of her head. This should hide any weft lines. Then it's as simple as gluing the wefts I made around her head. The very top is glued the opposite direction and flipped so it looks like a part. I used tacky glue for her lashes. I went with brown doll lashes for a less glam and more childlike look. When the lashes are dry, I use UV resin to gloss her lips and eyes. For Tiff's outfit, I used Requiem Art's Mori Girl pattern and I altered it to be the smock dress I needed. I made her an apron with pockets. Tiffany is a witch of the chalk. I don't picture her with pristinely pressed or clean clothes, so with watered down acrylics and pastels, I dirtied everything. Conclusion of the story, Mistress Weatherwax, Miss Tick, and Mrs. Ogg present Tiffany with a witch's hat. It's invisible. Tiffany asks, "Is it really there?" To which Mistress Weatherwax replies, "Who knows? It's virtually a pointy hat." I used a clear spa set bag to make her invisible hat. With UV resin, I adhered the point seams together in small sections. Now with the same method, I use the UV resin to stick the brim to the pointy bit. Of course, we cannot forget about the Knack Mac Feagle. I found these miniature poolside figures and customized them. It is unknown if the Feagle are actually blue or if it only appears this way because they are covered in tattoos. I made tiny ribbon kilts. I painted heads and beards red-orange and now to tediously glue yarn hair. The chunky one is my favorite. Tiffany's dress and boots have been passed down to her from her 6 older sisters. I don't expect them to be clean. In order to make her 2 big boots fit, she has to wear several pairs of socks. After smacking Jenny green teeth with her iron pan, the pan proves to be useful on Tiff's journey. I had this Cave Club pan and I painted it black with acrylics and then dry painted a hint of silver. When Granny Aching passed, she left her book of diseases of the sheep. It had bookmarks, dog ears, and is generally well used. A lot of work goes into making a book look old. Granny Aching made a special sheep liniment that is known to grow hairs on your chest and to dissolve spoons. If you'd like a Fiegel to come, grab some. A shamble is kind of a handmade cat's cradle with random things knotted onto it. It can detect and amplify magic. The best shambles are made when a witch really needs one. It is said that the power comes from the way you tie the knots. I think I ticked off everything on my to-do list. Let's get Tiffany together and see her final photos. Here are all the participants in Lady Dynamite Creates Patreon collaboration. Please stop on over to her channel and watch her make her fantastic witch, as well as individual shots of each of the collabers' dolls. Thanks for hanging out with me, and remember, it's still magic even if you know how it's done. See you next time!